Welcome, my dear learners, to this video. Most people spend years trying to learn English, but they still feel stuck, still afraid to speak, still lost in grammar rules and big vocabulary lists that never stay in the mind. It's not because they're not smart. It's because no one ever showed them the right way, the real way. The way that makes English part of who you are, not just something you study. Imagine if learning English didn't feel heavy. Imagine waking up every day and actually enjoying it. Imagine understanding movies without subtitles, writing clearly, and speaking with real confidence. This video is not about magic. It's about habits. It's about simple tips that, if followed with heart, will completely change how you learn English, and maybe even how you see yourself. Let's begin. Tip 1. Learn 10 words every day. Big change doesn't always come from big actions. Sometimes it comes from something small, something so simple people ignore it. Like learning 10 words every day. At first, it might feel too easy, too basic. But don't be fooled. This habit is powerful. 10 words a day may not sound like much, but in 1 week, that's 70 words. In 1 month, that's 300. In 1 year, over 3,000. And 3,000 new words mean 3,000 new ways to speak, think, and understand the world around you. Every single word becomes a brick. And you, brick by brick, build your own tower of confidence. But don't just read the words. Feel them, hear them, own them. Say them out loud like they matter, because they do. Language is not just information, it's energy, it's connection. When you learn a new word, you are not just adding something to your brain. You are unlocking a door to new conversations, new books, new dreams, and maybe even a new life. Pick words that speak to you. From a book you love, a podcast, a favorite movie, or even a short Instagram video. Keep a small notebook with you or use your phone. Write the word. Learn its meaning. But don't stop there. Make it yours. Use it in a sentence that connects to your life. Use it to describe your day. Use it to write a message. Use it to think deeper thoughts. And repeat them. Whisper them when you walk. Say them while you wait for the bus. Practice them when you're alone. Let the words live in your daily world. Not just on a page. In time, they will stop feeling like new words. They will feel like part of your voice. And with each new word you own, your English becomes stronger. Not just in your mouth, but in your heart. Because English is not just something you study. It's something you grow into. Slowly, daily, with love and care. Tip 2. Use new words in sentences. Learning a new word is like finding a key. But a key is useless if it's never used to open a door. The word has to move. From the page, into your thoughts, into your mouth. It must come alive. Every time a new word touches your mind, don't just memorize it. Make it move. Build a sentence. Speak it aloud. Whisper it to yourself. Make it belong to you. In the beginning, the word might feel heavy, unfamiliar. Your tongue may not know how to shape it. Your mind may forget it quickly. But don't stop. Use it again. Write it down in a journal. Say it while walking. Think it during quiet moments. The more it passes through your body, the more it becomes part of you. Not just something you know, but something you use. This is how fluency is built. Not by stacking words in your brain, but by living them. When you create sentences, you train your brain to connect thoughts in English. You stop translating. You start thinking in the language. And that's the turning point. When English is no longer just something you study, it becomes your second voice. Let your mistakes happen. Let the words come out wrong. That's how growth feels. It's not clean, it's not perfect. But with every sentence, you're breaking a wall. You're telling your mind, I'm not here to memorize. I'm here to speak, to live, to own this language. So don't wait for the perfect moment to use a word. Use it now, use it wrong, use it bravely. Because each time you do, you plant a seed. And in time, it grows into confidence, into fluency, into the version of yourself you've always wanted to become. Tip 3. Watch 10 minutes of English daily. 10 minutes. That's all it takes. Not an hour. Not a full class. Just 10 quiet minutes. Time that may seem small, but when used every day, it becomes powerful. Every time English enters your ears, through a voice, a video, a scene, your brain starts to listen, not just understand. It learns the rhythm, the emotion, the music inside the words. You begin to feel how the language moves, not just what it means. These small minutes teach you things a book never will. This is not about watching anything. Choose something real, something that speaks to you. A video that inspires you. A scene from a movie that moves you. A person talking about their life, their dreams, their mistakes. Because the more emotion inside what you hear, the deeper your mind holds it. And the beauty of it? There is no pressure. You don't have to write. You don't have to pause. You just have to be present. Let the words wash over you. Let your ears adjust to the sound of English. It's not about understanding every word. It's about getting used to the feeling of the language. Slowly, your brain starts to recognize the patterns, the phrases, the way native speakers connect ideas. 10 minutes a day becomes 70 minutes a week. Over a month. It's hours of real-world exposure. This is how you train your mind, without force, without stress. Like sunlight to a plant, a little every day, and something beautiful starts to grow. So press play, sit back, and listen like your future depends on it. Because one day, those 10 minutes will turn into confidence, into fluency, into freedom. Tip 4. Shadow native speakers. Learning is not just about hearing English. It's about becoming part of it. And one of the strongest ways to do that is by shadowing. It means you listen to someone speak, and then you speak exactly like them. Not later, not tomorrow, right there, right then, like an echo. Choose a video, a podcast, a short clip from a movie. Play it, listen closely, then repeat every word, every pause, every rise and fall. Try to sound like them. Try to feel their rhythm. At first, it feels strange. Your tongue may stumble, your voice may shake. But that's okay, because with every attempt, your brain begins to memorize the music of English. This is not just practice, this is transformation. You're not studying the language anymore. You're becoming the speaker. You're training your voice to think in English, to breathe in English, to feel what it's like to sound natural. Day by day, this method builds fluency. You stop translating in your head. You stop guessing how to speak. Instead, your brain starts to remember full expressions, full ideas, and your mouth learns how to deliver them naturally. It's not about perfection. It's about repetition. Do it every day, even for 5 minutes. Over time, something magical happens. The voice you're copying becomes your own. And one day, someone will hear you speak and ask, "Where did you learn to sound like that?" Tip 5. Keep an English diary. There is something powerful about writing. Not to impress, not to be seen, but to understand yourself. And to practice expressing who you are in another language. An English diary is not about being correct. It's not about showing perfect grammar. It's about learning how to think in English. Slowly, naturally, and from the heart. Every night, before the world goes quiet, take a moment for yourself. Just 5 minutes. Sit down in a peaceful corner. Maybe at your desk, maybe on your bed. Grab your pen. Open a notebook. Or tap open a note on your phone and begin writing. A few words, a sentence, a story, a moment from your day, a secret thought you didn't say out loud. Don't worry if it sounds simple. That simplicity is your beginning. You might feel stuck at first. You might stop and think, how do I say this in English? That's okay. That's the muscle you are building. You are teaching your brain to think in English, to feel in English, to connect your emotions and memories to the language you're learning. Slowly, your mind begins to change. You stop translating in your head. English becomes natural, real, alive. At first, the grammar won't be perfect. The spelling might be wrong. The sentences may feel small. But what matters is that they're real, that they're yours. With each entry, you're not just improving your English. You're creating a personal history of growth, a journey written in your own words. And one day, maybe a few weeks or a few months later, you'll look back. You'll read those first pages and smile, because you'll see it, the progress, the change, the confidence that slowly bloomed inside you. The words that once scared you now feel like home. A diary is more than paper and ink. It's your safe space, your training ground, your story. And every night you write, you're reminding yourself, I'm learning, I'm growing, and I'm not giving up. This small habit might look quiet from the outside, but inside, it's building something strong. A voice in English that's becoming more honest, more confident, and more you every single day. Tip 6. Practice conversations every day, even without people. Fluency begins not with grammar, but with courage. Speaking English doesn't always require a classroom, a teacher, or a language partner. Sometimes all it takes is a quiet room, your own voice, and the decision to begin. Right here, right now. Every day is a chance to practice English out loud, even if no one is listening. And that practice, it matters more than most people realize. Imagine waking up and describing the weather to yourself. Imagine standing in front of the mirror, talking about your plans for the day. Imagine pretending you're meeting someone new and introducing yourself. These aren't silly exercises. They are real, powerful moments. Because the brain learns through repetition, but the heart learns through experience. Even imagined experience builds confidence. Talk about what you see in the room. Talk about how your day was. Ask questions like, how was your day? And answer them. Switch between roles if you like. These moments are not childish. They're how fluency is born. Every single day you speak, You're teaching your tongue to move naturally. You're training your brain to think in English without needing to translate first. Slowly, English becomes not something studied, but something lived. And in this private space, there is no fear, no judgment, just freedom. Freedom to try, to fail, to laugh, to repeat. This is where confidence is built. Not when someone listens, but when no one does. This is where fluency begins. In the quiet moments, in the imaginary cafes, in the pretend interviews, in the bedtime thoughts said out loud. Because fluency is not about speaking to be perfect. It's about speaking to be understood, to connect. And that starts with connecting to yourself in English. So speak every day. Whisper it, sing it, say it loud. Don't wait for someone to practice with. You already have everything you need. You are the student. You are the teacher. And with every word you say, fluency moves closer. Tip 7. Read one page out loud. Reading silently helps the mind. But reading out loud? That helps both the mind and the tongue. It's one of the simplest habits, and one of the most powerful. Just one page a day, that's all it takes. Not 10 pages, not one chapter, just one single page. Spoken with care, read with feeling, done with full focus. When reading aloud, the eyes see, the mouth moves, the ears listen, and the brain processes. All parts of your learning work together. You're not just reading words. You're training your pronunciation, your tone, your rhythm. You're learning how English feels in your mouth, how the words rise and fall, how the pauses give breath. It's like music. Each sentence is a note. Each paragraph is a melody. And over time, you start to hear the difference in your own voice. The hesitation becomes confidence. The broken rhythm becomes smooth flow. The struggle becomes a performance. And that one page, it turns into a daily show, just for you. You begin to understand that English is not only a language, it's a sound you can shape with your own breath. It doesn't matter what you read, a story, an article, a quote. What matters is that you read it aloud. Let the words echo in your room. Let your voice carry the message. This is not about speed. It's about control. It's about clarity. It's about loving the act of speaking, even if no one else is around to hear. One page a day. Every day. That's the habit. Simple, gentle, powerful. It's not about becoming perfect. It's about becoming brave. It's about owning your voice, one page at a time. Tip 8. Practice English thinking daily. Learning English is not just about books or rules. It's about changing the way the mind works. One of the biggest secrets of fluent speakers is this. They don't just speak English. They think in English. And this habit doesn't start in a classroom. It begins in silence, in the quiet moments of the day when no one is watching and the thoughts are free to move. Start small. Wake up, and instead of saying, "What do I have to do today?" in your native language, ask it in English. What's the first thing I need to do? Walk to the kitchen and look at your coffee or tea. Don't just see it. Describe it. In English, it's hot. It smells strong. It wakes me up. Think in short phrases. Think in feelings. Think in visuals. You don't need to speak out loud. Just train the voice inside your head to use English more often. When you see a tree, say, "That tree is tall." When you feel tired, think, "I need rest." When you feel happy, whisper in your mind, This is a good moment. Slowly, your brain will start choosing English without force, and that is when real learning begins. This habit isn't about being perfect. It's about consistency. It's about rewiring your brain to make English a natural part of your inner world. The goal is simple. Don't wait for the classroom. Don't wait for someone to ask. Start using English, even when you're alone. That's where fluency is born. Not in front of people, but in the privacy of your own thoughts. Practice English thinking every single day. Because when the mind learns to think in English, the words begin to flow. Not as translation, but as expression. That's not just learning the language. That's becoming the language. Tip 9. Record yourself speaking. The mirror shows the outside, but the microphone reveals the truth inside. One of the most powerful ways to grow in English, faster and deeper, is to simply press record. Speak, listen, repeat. It may sound simple, even awkward at first. But this small action opens a door to self-awareness that no textbook can teach. Recording your voice is like meeting your English for the first time. It helps you hear the rhythm of your sentences, the emotion behind your words, and the small mistakes your ears often miss while speaking. In real conversations, there's pressure. But in recording, there's space. Space to try, to pause, to reflect, to fix. Begin by talking about your day. Today, I woke up early. I felt tired, but I made some tea. Then I started reading. Don't worry about grammar or accent. Just speak, then stop. Listen, don't judge, just notice. Then try again. Maybe slower, maybe clearer. Slowly, you'll build control, clarity, and most of all, confidence. This is not about sounding perfect. It's about becoming comfortable. Recording helps turn fear into familiarity. Every recording is a mirror, not to criticize, but to grow. Over time, you'll hear the difference. Your voice will sound stronger. Your thoughts will come faster. Your English will feel alive. Make it a habit, just 5 minutes a day. It's free, it's private, and it's powerful. No teacher, no pressure, just you and your progress. Because the moment you start listening to yourself is the moment you begin changing yourself. Tip 10. Join an online English group. Learning alone is powerful, but learning together is transformational. In an online English group, something changes, not just in the language, but in the heart. You're no longer on this journey by yourself. You're surrounded by people who share your dream, people who understand the struggle, the fear, the small wins, people who listen when you speak and speak back to help you grow. When you join a group, the language becomes alive. It's no longer just rules and lessons. It becomes laughter, questions, opinions, emotions. Every word feels more real because someone is listening. And you start listening better too. You hear different accents. You see new expressions. You learn the English that books can't teach, the living English. You don't have to be perfect to join. In fact, the best groups are filled with people who are still learning just like you. Every mistake becomes a lesson. Every shy sentence becomes a step forward. Slowly, week by week, your fear fades, your confidence rises, and your English grows stronger. Not just in vocabulary, but in connection. Some groups meet weekly, some daily. Some focus on conversation, others on reading or listening. But all of them give you the same gift: Practice in a safe space, a space where you're not judged, a space where you're encouraged, a space where you can be seen, heard, and supported. So don't wait for the perfect moment or perfect level. Join, speak, listen, learn. Because language is not just something you study, it's something you share. Tip 11. Repeat what you learn weekly. Mastery is not about how fast you learn. It's about how deeply you remember. Many people learn something once, a word, a grammar rule, a phrase, and then move on too quickly. But true learning doesn't happen in that first moment. It happens in the quiet repetition. It happens when something is reviewed, revisited, and repeated. Again and again. Repetition is not boring. It's a secret weapon. When you review every week, the language goes deeper into your memory. What was once difficult becomes easy. What was once forgotten becomes natural. You no longer have to think about it. The words simply flow. That's the power of weekly repetition. Set one day a week, maybe Sunday evening or Friday afternoon, and make it your review day. Go over what you learned. Reread the notes. Rewatch the videos. Repeat the conversations in your mind. Speak the words out loud again. This is not going backward. This is how progress is made. Your brain needs time to build strong connections. Without repetition, knowledge fades. But with repetition, your language becomes solid, steady, and unshakable. Just like a musician practices the same notes until they become music, an English learner repeats the same phrases until they become fluent speech. Don't underestimate this step. Weekly repetition is not just about memory. It's about confidence. The more you review, the more sure you feel. And confidence changes everything. Tip 12. Review your progress monthly. Learning English is not just about adding more information every day. It's also about pausing. It's about looking back to see how far you've come. Every month, take a moment, a quiet moment, to reflect. Not just on what you studied, but on how you've grown. This is your monthly check-in, and it matters more than you think. At the end of each month, sit down with your notebook or journal. Think about the words you learned, the sentences you built, the fears you faced. Maybe you spoke more this month. Maybe you understood a movie without subtitles. Maybe you started thinking in English. These are not small things. These are victories. Progress is not always fast. Some days feel slow, some weeks feel stuck. But when you look at the full month, you will see the truth. You are not in the same place. You are becoming better, even if it's quiet, even if it's slow. That's why monthly review is powerful. It gives you proof. It gives you motivation to continue. This is not just about goals. This is about awareness. What worked for you this month? What didn't work? Did you feel excited or did you feel tired? Maybe you studied too much grammar and not enough speaking. Or maybe you skipped practice because life got busy. That's okay. Reviewing helps you understand, not blame. Write down your wins. Write down what you want to improve. Make a small plan for the next month. Keep it simple, but keep it strong. Learning without direction leads to frustration, but learning with reflection leads to transformation. A monthly review is like a light in the dark. It reminds you where you are. It shows you where you're going. And most importantly, it reminds you that every step you take is building a better, braver, and more confident version of you. Every word you learn is a brick. Every sentence you speak is a step, and every time you choose to keep going, even when it's hard, you are building something powerful. This is not just about learning English. This is about building confidence, about becoming someone who doesn't give up easily. Yes, it's a long road, and yes, some days feel heavy. But remember, the person you're becoming is not waiting at the finish line. That person is growing with every single effort you make today. So don't rush, don't compare, don't stop. Review your progress, celebrate your growth, and plan your next step. Not for perfection, but for progress. The journey of learning English is not a race. It's a commitment. It's your promise to yourself that you won't let fear win, that you will speak up, that you will rise, no matter how slow, no matter how far. So take a deep breath. Open your heart and believe this. You are not starting from zero. You are starting from courage. And if this video helped you, subscribe for more. Because your journey matters here.